I can only go for about 5 more minutes, but I'm just the floor is dirty. I really can't do much about it. It's like I need help, but people will, like the agency is supposed to help me. It's like, oh yeah, we'll help you. We'll set this up. We'll set this up. Things fall through, and then it's like, oh, it's your fault for relying on us, or we didn't tell you. Like we were privy to information that you needed. Oh, we are going to tell you this information you needed. Things you can't adapt correctly, and it's your fault for not adapting, even though we kept the information you need from you. You know. I'm just so tired all the time. I need help, and I had one former staff member who would just constantly tear me down. I mean, he's like, "Oh, you don't need that. It's like, you don't need help cleaning." It was like, I'm pretty sure I do. You know, people with autism often have trouble with life skills and whatnot. And he's like, "Oh, you don't need help with that." Really? I'm pretty sure I do. You know, it's like, "Oh, you don't need help with that. You don't need that." Well, I never said that. From now on, that guy, if I have any conversations with him, I'm recording. I'm recording because, like, he'll be like, "I never said that." Like, yeah, you did. Or how come that never happens when I'm around? I explain it and he just pushes it off as if it's my fault. It's like, oh, you can, it's like, oh, you can choose not to have a disability. You can just, it's like, oh, you choose to suffer. You choose to have these symptoms. You choose to need help. You choose to struggle. I just get dropped off and it's like, well, whatever happens to you, happens to you. Because right now, my basic expenses are more than I'm making. Because I need a second job. I want a second job. But it's like, I'm sorry, I can only be on for about 2 more minutes or so. Because it's like, yeah, I want a second job, but all that happens is my coworkers and managers treat me like crap for fun. And then I get blamed when I'm not doing their jobs. And then I quit and it's my fault because now they're mad because I'm not, they all of a sudden have to work. Or like a Burger King for one time, used to be Valentine's Day, I would have to go on Suicide Watch, you know? Valentine's Day, I'd have to go on Suicide Watch, right? So that was like the one day I took off, you know? Like, there were Valentine's Day was bad for me. I would get torn into left or right for struggling with mental health at Burger King, you know? And like the one day I took off, explaining I was going to be on a Suicide Watch for Valentine's Day, right? I cleared it up months ahead, told them why, and I was going on my way to go to Suicide Watch, right? And then they try to call me in on the day I was en route to go on Suicide Watch. I was en route to go get, checked out and be watched in Suicide Watch, and here they are, up, sad that I'm not calling in when I told them I was going on Suicide Watch. That's how little they cared about me. They're like, oh, he's going on Suicide Watch? We don't care. We're going to call him in. I just need help. When we worked at the pizza place, they'd have me on ovens until I went into convulsions or I had to collapse in the office because it was just so hot. They'd have me, they didn't care that they were sending me into convulsions They didn't care that I was sweating so bad. My sweat is dripping into the pizzas. I told my managers, hey, I've got sweat dropping into the pizzas. Can I go wipe off my forehead? You know, try to get, stop sweating for a sec, just wipe off my forehead or whatever. Nope. It's going to have you stay there and sweat onto the people on customers' pizzas before they get them. It was after they got out of the oven too. Sweat was going into their pizzas before, you know, after it got cooked. So all that sweat didn't get, you know, sterilized or anything. Just raw sweat going to people's food. And I was telling them, hey, can you just get off for a sec to go wipe it off? Nope. I didn't even get a chance to wipe it off, you know? And I kept telling my managers, and the managers finally like, why don't you just wipe your arm off yourself like that, right? I told him I was doing that, but I was sweating so much, my arm itself was coated with sweat to the point where you could actually just move your hand back and forth and feel the sweat. It was just a pool of sweat on the forearm. And so basically I was just wiping sweat with sweat. And then I'd have to keep working, and then people would be like, oh, no more pizzas to make, so we're going to go out and just stand outside and smoke or talk, or like, oh, Tim has to keep folding boxes, even though it's our job. Oh, no boxes? We don't have to work. We're just going to stand around chatting because Tim is the only one that has to fold boxes for the entire place. Tim is the only one responsible for folding boxes in the store. Kept telling my managers, nope, doesn't matter. Oh, we're going to do something about it. We're going to say something. Nope. Never. Never did. Anyway, guys, I have to get going. Thanks for talking to me. Like I said, I would have called someone, but I don't know where my regular phone is. I can't find that. I know I had it earlier, but I can't find my regular phone right now, you know. Just so tired because I have to do. Just so tired, you know. And then, like, the one staff member was like, I really got to get going, guys, but he was like, he literally told me it's wrong to want so much as a hug from a significant other because it's, quote, only wanting her for her body. So basically, I can't expect, it's wrong for me to expect a girlfriend to pay for anything, to do anything around the house. So basically, I have to pay for myself and her. I have to take care of myself and her around the work, around the home. And she doesn't have to so much as talk to me because that's wanting a therapist. So no emotional support. Can't get a hug. Nope. That's wanting her for her body. So she would basically just, it's wrong for me to want anything besides a parasite, apparently. And, you know, he'll say, oh, there are people with autism that can have, you know, successful relationships and whatnot. And then I'm like, but you constantly tell me that I have the worst social skills you have ever seen. And like, I'll tell him, you know, he's like, oh, why don't women freak out when I'm around? I tell him, he's like, oh, I don't accept that reason. I don't accept the explanation. I would have accepted this. I would accept that. It's like, no, I just don't accept their reason. I just don't accept it personally. I don't know, guys. I just need help. And I can't rely on my parents. You know, other people can only do so much. The people that are supposed to help me basically give me a formal version of you're on your own. I don't want to say it, but basically a formal version of that. Professional like you. And I'm afraid to go outside a lot because the police. Like, what am I supposed to do if someone hits me? Obviously, I can't trust the police. How am I supposed to do if someone, you know, fills me up again? Can't trust the police. I just need help, guys, and I'm just not getting anywhere. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I have to hurry up to the bus stop. It's just... Guys, pray for me. I need help. I need God. I just need God. I need God, man. I'm trying to get help, and I just end up getting dead ends. And it's like, at this point, I might have to call my mother and then have to deal with her trying to, tear into me. Like, for instance, she, I really gotta get going, guys. I'm gonna have to do this final thing real quick. But with my mother, right, she said she recommended a cleaning service, right? She said, oh, you can look into this. I heard they do this service for only this amount, so she kept telling me to get into it, right? And so finally I look into it, and I told her to look into it, and it wasn't quite accurate. This is what it said, right? And then she's just like, she starts tearing into me. Here I am doing what she recommended, right? She starts tearing into me about what my father and I didn't understand 10 years prior. She set me up to tear into me, basically. It's like, so, yeah, you did what I asked you to do, but your father and yourself didn't understand something about what they would and wouldn't do 10 years ago. I'm not kidding, it was 10 years prior at least. Because at that point, I don't know, guys, I just need help. I really need help. And my last therapist almost pushed me to take my life. She tore into me for suffering from mental health. She told me that she said I am going to interpret every social situation wrong because of my disability. So obviously I can't have a significant other. I'm going to mess that up. I can't tell what she wants. Please just send help. Please just give me some help. That's all I'm asking for, Anyway, I'm going to end up going to work now. I'm just so tired and I just need help, guys. Please. Anyway, if you do end up calling the police, because there's a possibility of it at this point, you can let them know I'm not home. You can let them know I'm not home. I'm going to work now. They know where I work. Please, I need help. But yeah, I'm going out to work now. Pray for me.